If I move down my develop section here on the right, you can see that there is a color section. Now here you have various different ways of viewing the color balance within the image. Here I've got hue, saturation and luminance. Here is color. I can select each color and then tweak it. And what I want to do is I want to view all of them at the same time. So here are my colors, and I have the hue, saturation and luminance controls for all of them. Now they're all currently set to 0. The hue is the quality and the character of the color within each band. So I could make my greens more yellowy, I could make my greens more green, like that. I could take the oranges and I could make them more red. You can see that the orange leaves in the picture now appear red. Or I could make the orange tones more orange or more yellow. So at that end, I get a different kind of effect on the oranges. And basically, what you do here will vary depending on the kind of image you're working with. Obviously, in this picture, there's a lot of green. So what I might want to do is I'm looking at my picture and going, okay, so there's a lot of green and there are these orangey red leaves here that I can also tweak. So what I might want to do is I might want to make my greens deeper by raising the hue of the green slider to make the greens deeper. I could then also move to the saturation section and identify the greens, and I could saturate them even more, or I could desaturate the greens and take green out of the picture, like that. What I'm going to do is actually saturate them quite high, like that. And the luminance section affects the lightness of the color. So if I was to turn that down, my greens only would get darker. If I turn it up, my greens get lighter. So you can see that's quite a quick way of very cleverly changing the depth and intensity of colors within an image. Now here I might want to say these leaves, I want to make them a bit more red. So I could maybe identify my sort of orange here, and I could take the orange hue control down to make my oranges a more reddy orange. I might then want to saturate them. So if I saturate my oranges, you can see the leaves changing color. And again, the luminance, I might want to make those oranges lighter or darker. So you can see when I do that, I'm just changing those specific colors within the image. So this is a really cool way of tweaking a picture quite quickly and easily. And you can create all kinds of special effects. If I press the Y key, there's my original image, which actually now looks very, very flat. You can see the changes that I've made make it look much more sort of print ready, interesting and vibrant. I release the Y key, I get my edited view back. If I was to try this with a different picture, so here's an image which has got a wider range of colors in it. So let's say I wanted to work with the sky here. I wanted to change the appearance of just the sky. Now, this is great because all of this area is blue and none of this area is blue. Okay, so what I might want to do is I might want to say I want my blues to be sort of more purpley, or I want them to be more turquoise. I could do that using the blue hue control. I could then saturate the blues by raising the blue saturation again. I might then want to go back and tweak that so that my blues are even deeper. I could then make the sky brighter or darker. So if I raise the blue luminance, my sky gets lighter. If I turn it down, my sky gets darker. So we've got these rocks which are yellow and a little bit orange. So I might want to use the yellow hue slider to change the appearance of the ground. See there, I'm making it a bit more orange, and I could saturate it a bit more and also maybe change its brightness. See, I'm changing the brightness of the rocks and partly the trees because they have some green and yellow in them. And again, the trees, I can make my greens deeper. I could saturate them more. And then I could change the luminance. I could bring the greens up or take them down like that. So it's a really nice way of quickly tweaking your images. If I press Y, there's my original. And what I've done is I've basically just kind of made it more vibrant and more intense. Let's have a look next at what you might want to do if you're working with black and white images.